Okay, thank you, Zach. Yes, we do have something that we've been working on for quite a while that will change lots of lives. And I just shared briefly with Zach right before the meeting here. Uh, we have we were introduced to a refugee camp in Kenya that has 300,000 refugees in that camp. None of them have pure water. And what we were able to do is find out the details and figure out every step necessary to be able to begin to get water filtration systems that can help thousands of those people with pure water. And we just started the process, and we have some good news that happened actually today. We've been able to raise enough money for the first 20% of the ones that we want to send into that camp, and I actually paid and put the money in place this morning for them to be the filters and everything necessary for them to have pure water to be shipped probably tomorrow or next Friday for the first 200 filters that are going to go into that camp. So we're very excited with that. And as far as the question, who did something special for you? We had half of the funds raised for that project, could not do anything until the other half of the funds were in place. And a private philanthropist, I just, he had said someday he might want to do something to help me with the project. I just sent him, said one day about 3 weeks ago, I said, I have good news. We have half of the funds necessary. We're look to have to get the first 200 filters in the camp. We need 10,000 more, but I just wanted to let you know. He responded back awesome. That was in for on Friday morning 3 weeks ago. In the late afternoon, about this time in the afternoon, he sent me a thing. He said, "Can you take crypto?" And I said, "I do have the ability to take that." He said, "I'm gonna send you $100." He sent me $100. He said, "Did you receive it?" I said, "Yes." 10 minutes later, he said, "I sent you something else." I went and looked. He sent another $9,900. Now we're able to get the first 20% of those filters in this refugee camp, which will make it easier to actually get everything else. And I have everything in place for that to be accomplished. So we're
Okay,
excited.
that's great.
Thank you. Right.
Well, I just wanted to say congratulations, Mark. I know you, it's a long time coming, brother. It's been a while since I've seen you, but congratulations from the bottom of my heart.
Thank you. Appreciate your support, Alan. Thank you, all of you.
Sucking up will get you everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm Jacqueline Cohen Beatty. I have a company called Original Approach Entertainment LLC. My website is jacquine.com, jacquine.com. I wrote a musical interactive e-cookbook with comedy stories in international cuisine. It's a very interesting concept, blended concept that people love. Alan Holmes became an affiliate for me, so if he sells my ebook, he earns commission from selling my ebook and also services as well with his link. And this is just to show you what the ebook. This is a print book. I don't sell print books, but what the ebook looks like. That's the front cover, and then this is the back cover. And then there's comedy stories. There's international cuisine, many different types of cuisines, and there's also music. I've had music played on radio stations in around the world, many radio stations. I've been on TV, and the media has been behind me tremendously. So it's been great. I'm going to put Alan's link in the chat. So if anyone wants to purchase the ebook, purchase through Alan, and I'm just happy to do that for Alan and everyone else. Oh, awesome. Um, That's okay. So what I have is that's a mushroom sauce. That's a chocolate dessert, and that other on the other side of that is like a Greek cherry Danish kind of thing with phyllo dough. Yeah, I don't know if it's the back of it, if you've seen it, but this is a. And was it on the front cover? This is the back cover. Oh, it's on the front cover. Oh wow, wow, yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm multitasking like I always do. And I wouldn't want to take your thunder away because, you love cookies.
Wow.
That's not a cookie. That's some kind of vegetable disguised as a wannabe thing. True. Yes, there you go. Absolutely. Uh-huh. Okay. Sorry? No, I was just she was just talking. My wife was talking to me, giving me crap as normal. You know. Absolutely.
Wow, that's a good question. I mean, I would have to say that the media. Are you talking about on this platform, or are you talking about elsewhere? Yeah. Yeah, I have to say the radio broadcasters have been tremendous to me. David Snashfold, he was the first person to put me on his radio station in the UK, and Doug Sinclair syndicated my music to 40 radio stations, and Angelo Petruzzi. All of these people and more, if I didn't mention, but yeah, the radio broadcasters have been fantastic to me. Got me on the air.
I mean, I assume that's the case all the time.
Well, it's so many people I can thank, but and I know you didn't ask for this. You're gonna probably wring my neck when I say this, but it's because of people like yourself, and Mr. Z, and of course Lynn, and Santa Papa. Basically my mastermind Wednesday/Thursday family. You made so much of a difference because you allowed me to be myself. And of course, I cannot forget my wonderful, incredible Mark Miller because I'm an affiliate for him as well. And as an affiliate, um, it is very sometimes you need different resources to come into your life to start having an aha moment go out. And I'm already thinking about when individuals who love cooking, hint hint, with the ebook that will give me the momentum and the revenue to support the causes like the incredible Mr. Dr. Mark Miller with his water filtration system that's changed the world, and of course get a story written that eventually will be heard on around the world with Santa Papa, and then of course community pay it forward. What as a brand ambassador for there's so many missions. I know it's a long answer, but those are the people in my life. And Mrs. Z is not here. He's hiding somewhere in the Z world, but he's because of him and all of you giving me allow me to be who I am. So I just wanted to say thank you.
You run this show. That ain't gonna happen.
I'm doing great so far. I just got back from the Wisdom of Reiki conference at the Omega Institute in Rhinebeck, and it was a mind-altering, amazing experience. And yeah, this has been a really powerful week coming back into the flow of things and just kind of seeing the synchronicities and feeling the good energy and attracting the good people. So yeah, I'm doing great. I'm glad you're asking me about it. We all know I do tarot reading professionally. I'm also a level two Reiki practitioner, and because tarot is under the legal umbrella of entertainment, for my purposes, I don't like to conflate, tarot and Reiki in like a single treatment and say, hey, you're paying for this. So I kind of try to keep Reiki as its own separate thing. So the translation of Reiki means life force. And essentially, there was this gentleman named Mikao Usui, and, very spiritual type person. And long story short, he has this, spiritual experience where he feels that he was contacted by God and he was given this life force energy, this prana, and the ability to channel it and give it to other people. So the idea is that you're channeling divine energy through your body, through your energy, directly into other people. It's because it's divine energy, it has divine intelligence, it can never do harm. It is the polar opposite of anything that is considered, voodoo or spell casting or witchcraft or anything like that. And so it doesn't attach to any sort of belief system. There are people who are Reiki masters and Reiki practitioners under all sorts of spiritual and religious umbrellas because what they are channeling is what they believe is divine. And there are scientific studies that show that it is impactful in different health conditions. And we can have a debate on why that is. Is it because people feel good that someone is doing something for them? Is it another version of the power of prayer? Is it, there's all different ways we can look at it other than we know it works to some extent. But we also know that, just like anything else that comes from beyond or comes from a divine place, it's not something that is coming directly from the person. The person is just a channel, and what you receive has a lot to do with what kind of energy that person has and how connected they are with, the divine, if you want to call it that. But, Reiki gets used for, health purposes, people who work as doulas, either for children coming and babies coming in, or people at the end of their life going out. A lot of those people get attuned to Reiki to help those processes. Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Lynn Sibolsky, and exactly. I am a professional tarot reader. I am in Brooklyn, New York. I've been reading tarot for 13 years now. Before that, I had a career as a college financial aid administrator. And the question of the day, who gave me a piece of advice or that was legitimate, that kind of changed me? Is that what we're looking for? That sort of. Sure. So one of the energies that's been coming up, and one of the things I've been talking about a lot over the past few days, is specifically the Virgin Mary is appearing to so many people in my circle everywhere. I mean, it's just everywhere right now. And so this idea of the feminine nurturing energy. And so I'm going to say my grandmother, and for context, in my grandmother's house, my family was running an orphanage. And so, children that for whatever reason couldn't stay with their families or had something happen to a parent, they would pass through my great grandmother's house. And so at any one time, there were like, five or six additional children in that household. And so that's where my mother grew up and my grandmother. All this to say, there were so many troubled children that came into that home, and it was a such a strong home of faith, and it was the matriarch and the future matriarchs of the family. It was really an all female home. And one of the gifts that my grandmother gave was the ability to listen, to just sit and hold space while a troubled child just empties out whatever is on their chest without the need to try to problem solve or make the situation better necessarily, but just recognizing that the gift is presence.
I have a comment if that's okay with you. If you haven't had your tarot card reading done with Lynn, it's an unforgettable experience. You're going to think about strawberries, grasses, and like an elephant like myself who can never forget that experience with Lynn. What I appreciate about her services is that she goes through the process one card at a time and what it means for what your future has in store for you. You're going to have fun with Lynn. And the best part is she has a great smile. Back to you, Zach.
It is my favorite event of the month. It's I mean, the risk factor of like, hey, let's just see who the internet brings. That could be, anyone with anything, but I could not ask for a better partner. So thank you.
course, multitasking as always, because it's been one of those crazy days that I don't know what a normal day exists. My buddy Zach, he lives a normal day, and he his time is just goes with the flow of the ocean and everything else. Mine is like going through in a hurricane. Yeah, so I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Of course, it's Thursday, which means Life Lesson Thursday, twice a week. Exciting new little series that I've created with Bramble, my little buddy here on this side. And it started with him in his story where he loved to hug too much. And then, I was having a conversation with my chatbot one day, and he says, you're missing out on a whole new opportunity. And I went, okay, you've got me intrigued. What do you mean? Well, you could do a series of life lessons where Bramble teaches the simple things that sometimes we forget. It's, be nice, be kind, share the stage, don't hog, you know, ask someone for help. Simple little things. So they're about a minute long, and I'm getting some support with them, and people are really starting to like them, and they're simple and they're easy. But it goes along with this guy right here. I'm a storyteller. What do I do after Christmas? I'm a storyteller. And Zach, I've got it. Oh, I'm so excited to read this one. I don't know if I'll get to it tonight or not, but Zach has asked me to create a story for him about his polar bear, this guy, but he's got a little guy, and it is his mascot. And he found his mascot, what, 8, 10 years ago when he was first starting his business. And he gave me some background on it. And then I had my chatbot check out the website, and we've come up and it's created an amazing story on how this mascot has moved his business and his ideas forward. So I've created a special story just for him and his little buddy, and I can do that for you guys. I have fun. It's really challenging me. It's creating a wonderful new oh, plateau for me to share stories with. I just had a Lori is one of your sponsors from Arizona, and I had a wonderful conversation with her the other day, and she's going to be the president of the PTA starting in July for her school division, for her school board, and she wants me to read stories to the students in the school. And we come up the other day and we started talking, and we picked 5 dates and times and stuff, and we started talking about how important the PTA is for schools. And then she started going that, the sports, and they're involved with Special Olympics and this, that, and everything else. And then she says, yeah, we always get to a track meet and someone's forgotten the umbrella or the canopies. And then, oh, does the school have one? No. The PTA was supposed to replace it because it got wrecked at the last one because of the windstorm came up. So they have to. I says, well, hey, wait a minute here. Instead of you paying me, let's create a amazing fundraiser for the PTA. And she sat back on her chair and she says, what are you thinking? And I says, well, we got 7 schools in your school board, 200 to 400 students per school. Not everybody's going to come and listen, but if we get 1,000 students come out to my story reading, and if we charge, you ready for this? We're going to charge the parents $1. $1 to come and listen to me read stories, because it won't be for me. This is a fundraiser for the PTA. And I said, Lori, we could raise $5,000 for your PTA for this wonderful idea that you're creating for me reading stories. And all of a sudden, the whole atmosphere and attitude of the meeting changed. And she said, I love this idea. So, I says, now think about it. If we went a big whopping $2 and break the, parents' bank account by charging $2, I said, now you're talking 10,000. What could $10,000 do for your PTA? And she said, OMG, that would change so many things for our students. It would be unbelievable. And I says, you've given, let's go forward with this idea. We'll start at $1 and we'll give them the option to donate more, of course. And let's see how much money we can raise for the PTA. And we can have fun while I'm reading some stories. What an awesome idea, you know? And that's what collaborating with Santa can do. How can I how can I create some wonderful stories or ideas to move your business forward? It's not about me. It's about me helping you. There's only so much coal that can be delivered. Oh wow, I truly appreciate that. Thank you for and thank you for the support. And getting more people to listen to my fun, motivated, good moral support stories, not necessarily about Santa, although I did go to vacation last night to Jamaica. I was doing the Jamaica man thing. But it's all about different ideas, unique, special, one of a kind stories. So you're not hearing the same old night before Christmas 1427th time and you want to hear it 1428 times. Nothing wrong with the story. It's an amazing story, but sometimes people want to hear something else, and that's what I've created is some very unique stories. Oh, by the way, welcome Jacqueline, welcome Pablo. Nice to see you. It's been a while since I've seen you, Jacqueline. I hope life is treating you well. And Pablo, we haven't met before, but pleasure to meet you, young man. And thank you for your service. Thank you for your sacrifice, as well as my buddy, Mr. Allen. I appreciate, because without you guys doing what you did, we wouldn't be able to do what we're loving to do now. And thank you. The Warriors Beacon of Hope is my other one of my other websites, folks. I got another listing yesterday, so I'm excited. The list is growing slowly, but it's growing. What the Warriors Beacon of Hope is a website designed and built by new lips, just trying them out. It's one of those days for veterans because our big baddest, best country in the world sometimes lets our veterans down in bigger ways than we all care to admit. And, there's nothing worse than talking to a veteran and they say, well, I'm on the waiting list. I'm sorry, that sucks. And that's how this whole thing started. So I'm compiling a list of nationwide services, scholarships, meetings, and Lori gave me a list yesterday. I'm excited. I haven't even got it up on the website yet. And I forgot to tell my website guy about that this afternoon because everything else was discounts for veterans when they want to travel. Isn't that awesome and incredible? So yes, my website, the Warriors Beacon of Hope, is a slow building positive website designed to help and support our veterans look for different things that maybe they can't find on some of the other places, and maybe you know if it helps one, it might help two, it might help a dozen. I don't know, but the list is building and people are supporting it. So I appreciate that. The Warriors Beacon of Hope, folks, check it out. Thanks. Absolutely. Were you playing the rookie card? Sweet.
Oh, I'm very complicated. I don't know if we could go through it all in one session. But right now, retired Air Force, 20 years, 6 months. I was a weather forecaster. Um, so I'm a SME and that kind of stuff, dealing with atmospheric physics and dynamics and all that business. Now I'm an author. I write cosmic horror, and that's why I got my thing on the background. You see that? I'm moving my head, pointing to it like it's actually behind me. That'd be undisturbing. Um, but yeah, I'm writing cosmic horror now, and I've also my other genre, I guess, is leadership, and I'm writing about that too. Other than that, I've got a lot of stuff in my history. I don't know if I want to go into all of it, but I'm glad to be back, and I'm glad that Zach and Mr. Z contacted me again because uh, it'd been a rough couple of years actually. Thank you guys.
He doesn't get very much.
Um, it's kind of hard because I was telling you guys before that I have a tendency to get very reclusive and isolate myself when I'm going through challenges, and that's a part of my history of, I guess I believe in, not, I wouldn't say self care, but I guess how some of us guys can be. We could be like, I'm not gonna take any help, otherwise it makes you not look like a tough enough guy. I think I suffer from that as well, and it's tough. But I will say that the people that really helped me out was my family here that I have. My aunt and uncle live with me, and they're very wholesome people, and having them around keeps me grounded, but also keeps me on the path of knowing that I have responsibilities and that other people are relying on me. So I think that's really the people that really had the biggest impact on me, because they were actually, instead of being like a north star, that they were more like an anchor. They kept me from getting adrift. So that's them. They get over. Like I said, they get overlooked, and it's unfortunate.
Publio, yes, sir. Of course, I want to say, brother, thank you for your sacrifice. And every time I connect with a veteran, it makes my heart and that's why I love Zach and his community. Everything his community paid for it. But at the same time, I always want to kind of mess with you. I'm a army, and I owe
Oh,
you so much. You have no idea. Because when I was in the, I said when I was on, I'll tell you a story. I think I shared with Zach and Mrs. E. I lost my orders in LAX of all places. This is when I was coming back from my 1990. I still remember it, and it was I went down to March Air Force Base, and first thing they told me, they said, "We got one of your guys here." And the colonel looked. I said, "Oh my goodness, I know what they're about to do." He said, "Should I send him back?" He's like, "Well, he's down here dirtying my damn floors up. Just get him out of here, you know." And they're back and forth. And so he sends me to a C-130, and I'm like, back there with the tanks and everything else. And then, of course, when I landed, it was the same day that George Bush was there. So, of course, I
mm,
was in my silliness, and all of a sudden they were like, not today. The command. I said, oh, I get it. I put two and two together. So, long story short, thank you from the bottom of my heart for flying high and covering us while we're down there making dirt, man. I love you, and I'm gonna look into your book and support you in any way I can. Appreciate you, sir.
thank you, brother. Male, but he's the one to drive me nuts recently.
Only if Pupio raises the dog so that I
Oh,
get better.
like, no. Um, I don't know. I mean, they're great people. I wouldn't know how to honor them. I mean, I try to honor them by giving them all my respect I can. They're a little bit, they're about 10, 15 years older than me, maybe a little more. And I try to give them the utmost respect. I mean, I guess the only way we could really honor them is if we come across anybody that's a senior or in the situation to always just make sure that we use ma'am and sir, and if they need help, give them help, even if it's something minor.
Just to be is today, and great to be here. And I want to second to what General Allen had said. It's great to be surrounded by great people like yourselves, and thank you, General Allen, for the kind words. Um, for your master connecting skills, it really does mean a lot, even though you're giving back to our country, just like Publio. And with that being said, and I'll get into the role model aspect. Hello, world. My name is Z, or you can call me Mr. Z without a delay. I am a web developer and I am also a consultant who specializes in supporting and helping nonprofits, veteran business owners, seasoned citizens, and of course, honest entrepreneurs and philanthropists who are looking to enhance, develop, or redevelop a custom ADA compliant website Z World is waiting for. I also run a website called Z World Cares, which allows and helps nonprofits accept donations, attract sponsors, volunteers, and of course, allow them to share their mission to Z World at a whopping $0. But there's no price you can put on making Z World a better place. So if you'd like to learn more, please visit www.zworldcares.org or just follow Zach's hat because it'll take you to new places. Um, there's so many people that I could say who inspired me, but all of you inspired me. But if I were to choose one at the time being, I'm not going to pick favorites because I like to go through 'em from A to Z. And you got General Allen, who is a master connector, and I thank you for your service in the U.S. Army. And Publio, really appreciate your kind words, and we're glad to have you back. And I know we go through dark times, and you'll always find light here in the community. Pay it forward. And what Santa's been doing to support our veterans, and it's just truly commendable how he's telling stories for different people of all ages, and Lynn with her tarot card reading, Jacqueline, I don't think we met, and Mark for his water systems. And of course, last but not least, Zach for what you're doing to bring people like yourselves here so we don't have to go through it alone. And what a pleasant surprise that we got a chance to reconnect with Publio. Of course, thank you for your service. But I just want to acknowledge that wherever you are in life, the community is always here to make sure you don't have to go through it alone. And that's what's so inspiring. And my only ask for, just supporting General Allen is just don't forget our veterans, just like Publio and what Santa's doing to support our veterans. And Zach, Mark, Lynn, Jacqueline, and of course, Santa and General Allen and Publio, and those who are watching this right now. It doesn't cost much to give back, and it's always great to give back when you're a part of the community. And if you're feeling lost, check out the Compass.
Yes. Well, not question, not question, but comments. If you are looking to have someone um, look at your website or build it, or just have a support system that is going to guide you through the navigational waters um, of contacts. It is not a coincidence that you have great individuals like next week for Lynn's Day, or Z or Zach or Publio. Thank you, sir, to the Air Force. Mr. Z has this way of bringing people together and collaborating in different ways and helping. So if you have a cause, and if you haven't having a one-on-one, definitely connect with Mr. Z, because he can definitely guide you. And this is not just an act. This is who truly he is. His heart is about Z World Cares, and him and Zach are very shy. This for those who have who love the four-legged the critters, the little ones, the dog like Pugdale. Gifts so good. I have my hands and toes in that as well. It is a support for our furry friends. If you have some pet products, Mrs. Z and Zach have put together it's just an incredible site that can really help your furry friends. So thank you, Mrs. Z, for what you're doing and bringing everything you're doing for my life. Thank you.
Thank you, General Allen.
Well, what we're doing is having the privilege of helping many that don't have anybody to help. And the best way to help me is to be able to help share the good news of the mission to have the ability to change people's lives with pure water every day. And also some that you'll run into that also have the financial means to do something that will change millions of lives. Thank you. Thank you.
How you can help me is simply let's have a one-on-one and figure out how I can be of service to you. It's so many different ideas, and how I can help others is definitely Jacqueline. Definitely would like to shout out and say thank you from the bottom of my heart for showing up and get with Mrs. Z, because Mrs. Z said he mentioned about a radio. I know you mentioned that you have a great with radio. He has a very unique contact within the radio world that Zach knows. So yeah, be kind to yourself, and let's support each other 110%, and we can all and I know Santa has this uh, incredible sharing that he does on Sundays with the LinkedIn. I don't want to butcher his spotlight. He'll probably share about it, but yeah, be who you are, and never forget. And let's continue to support and love one another. Thank you.
Everyone is already helping me. Thank you for being the amazing people that you are. And it, again, is just always such a pleasure to be in this group and with these people. How can we help others be the best version of ourselves? Sometimes, sometimes the inspiration is just short and sweet, Zach. There you go.
Can I help others? I'm just trying to stay on the path and make sure I treat everybody with respect and keep my own problems to myself when it comes to that kind of stuff. As far as how y'all can help me, I guess just remember this: the best times of your life haven't happened yet. I bet. I mean, and with about a death angel, how amazing is that?
I will. Well, I will help everybody else in my time. Like Mr. Allen started to talk about, and he didn't want to butcher. On Sunday, I do a little video where I say, support your friend's small business. And how do you do that without spending a dime, a nickel, a dollar, $20, $30? Not one penny. First of all, I put 5 names on there, and I put 5 websites on there, and I support my friends. But I started something new about a month ago, I guess now, where I do challenge number 2. It's so difficult. It's so time consuming. Even Zach can do it. It's that difficult. I mean, it's pretty hard. You go to LinkedIn and you repost 10 posts. That's it. That's that's the hard part. But I'll tell you what, in 7 days, 3,500 interactions this week for me taking 6 minutes to repost 10 posts of somebody else's. You watch the post, you make a little comment on there, and you repost it. Folks, I can't talk about how exciting this is for me. I mean, 3,500 interactions in 1 week. That's incredible. And it took me 6 minutes. So take the challenge, start doing it yourself, and you're going to be amazed on how much you're going to grow and how much you're going to meet new people and how many new contacts you're going to create. So there's my word to you guys. And you guys all support me. Just share my stories. Share if you know people in higher places that are looking for Santa stories and connections. I'd love to be introduced to those type of people. So thanks everybody and always for the support. I love you guys all. Thank you.
That's me. Well, I want to start by saying thank you, General Allen, for the kind words. Really appreciate it, Publio. Can't wait to see that book or read it. Like I mentioned before, uh, I'm looking to bring awareness to more nonprofits who are known or unknown. And you've been supporting me enough with the community pay it forward. And if you'd like to make Z World a better place or show Z World that you care, well, visit zworldcares.org. Back to you, Zach.
What a great meeting. What a great group of people that you bring into the fold. And the conversation is always positive, uplifting, and we support one another. And that's truly magical these days because a lot of people say, well, I'm going to do this, that, and everything else. And, weeks later, they don't do what they said they're going to do. Everybody on this screen does what they say they're going to do. They support us, they support you. And that's huge, brother. And I'm proud to be part of it.
Thank you, Zach.
Cheers, guys.